Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll be starting the session right now. So it's World Liver Health Day special. So we have Aishwarya, who is our health coach at Besugarfit. She'll be speaking more about liver health and how it's connected to diabetes and what you can do to, improve your liver health and also manage your diabetes. So over to you, Aishwarya. Please go ahead. And if anybody has any questions, please do put up your questions in the comment section. We'll be taking the questions up by the end of the session. Aishwarya, you're on mute. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be here today. And I have come on the platform multiple times before, so I think some of them do know me. But today is a very important day, especially if you're somebody looking into diabetes. Today is World Liver Day, wherein we need to spread, understand, and also become aware of what this whole organ called the liver does and how it is very important with diabetes. Okay, so today I will be sharing some super important information with you, and I really hope that all of you have a lot of takeaway, and whatever you have, do ask us questions and queries so that we can guide and help you with whatever we know. And if you don't know, of course, we'll be definitely getting back to you. Okay, so today, how many of you know? I want this to be a little interactive. Okay, I don't want to be like having a monologue by myself. Okay, I want it to be interactive, as I always do in all my sessions. I ask everybody to put in their queries, and then as and how we are connecting with them, talking to them. If they have any doubts, they can really go ahead and put it in. Okay, so I would really like to know that if you have any doubts and queries, you please put it up in the chat box. I think Devyani, if we can pull up the chat box, that would be really great to interact with the people as in how we are connecting. So that would make a lot of sense and make it a two-way learning process. Okay. All right. So how many of you have been to these sessions before and want to know more about the liver, or you have already heard something, know a little bit here and there, want to know more? So I would really like it to be very, very interactive. I see a lot of you, about 100 of you live today. That is really nice. That is something that really pumps our energy levels as well. Okay. All right. So with no further ado, let's start off now. Okay, but make it interactive. Just give me hi, hello, and I am here, I'm listening, I want to know more, things like that, so that we can go ahead. All right, perfect. Yes, how does one check fatty liver? Through blood checker? Wonderful. We will talk about this. We will talk about fatty liver. Okay, perfect. So new for the liver session, great. I don't think we've done much on liver yet. So let's start off. Okay, so we know that the liver is one of the largest, right? It is the largest internal organ in the body, and it is responsible for a lot of processes. Okay, it's responsible for a lot of processes that is very major, especially detoxification, etc. We will go through it, but when you look at it over here on the right, you can see how a liver looks, and that there are two main parts to the liver, which is your right and left lobe. Right, there are two major parts to it, and that's the right and the left lobe. Now, the liver has multiple functions, of which, okay, what's super important for us is the metabolic function. By metabolic function, I mean all the metabolism of glucose, proteins, fat, and then removing toxins from the body. If there's alcohol or if there's any other kind of toxin, probably you've ingested it through food, then to remove that, to detoxify that, you need it. Okay, so liver does these major functions. All right. And one more is the bile production. Another function is the bile production, which is again super important when it comes to fat metabolism. These three processes is what majorly acts in your diabetes, and that we will understand today. Okay, let's not start off with questions right away. Let me start explaining, and then we will definitely understand what you know and don't know, and then we will definitely take questions. Okay, otherwise while I'm explaining, I'm sure to miss them. All right, so please hold on to your questions. How to get rid of bad cholesterol, we will talk about it. Okay, and then yes, perfect. It's bigger than the lungs and the stomach. Yes, one of the largest internal organ. Okay, and these are the three main functions what we just spoke about, which is your metabolic function, detoxification, and bile production, that plays a major role when it comes to diabetes. And second thing is the storage of nutrients. Okay, here is another major function that the liver plays, not just in humans, in every other animal, right? Liver plays the same functions. That's why it becomes very important for a lot of diets that we do suggest liver of animals, because there's a lot of stored nutrients. All right, and synthesis of protein. This is another major function. Now, all these functions of liver, okay, of course, we cannot survive without it, and no other organ can do the activities of liver. So what we will do today is understand how it regulates the blood glucose and the blood sugar levels. And of course, with many of you, we do see that there is non-alcoholic fatty liver, right? With many diabetics, we do see non-alcoholic fatty liver syndrome, wherein there's a lot of cholesterol buildup in the liver, and we will understand today why that is the case. Okay, we will understand why is it getting stored in the liver. Whenever we say fatty liver, the first thing any client comes to me and says, I never drink, I've never drank at all in my life. How can I have a fatty liver? Or what is this non-alcoholic fatty liver? I haven't done anything. I've eaten very clean, I don't smoke, I don't this, I don't that. Okay, so we will understand what is that process that leads to a non-alcoholic fatty liver. Okay, and this is seen in many diabetics, and definitely we can tackle it. Okay, now, so whenever we talk about the liver and metabolism, especially regarding diabetes, it's first and foremost, okay, whenever you eat food, where does it go? It goes to the gut. First, it goes to your stomach, where there's all the gastric juices, and then it goes to the intestine, where there is bile juice that's coming from the liver. Okay, all these different gastric juices, HCl, that's hydrochloric acid, and then bile juices help your food to break down in stages. Okay, first there is a breakdown of carbs, there's breakdown of protein, then there's breakdown of fat, breakdown of fiber, then insoluble fiber, which cannot be broken down, is carried throughout in the gastric tract. So all of these different activities are happening in your stomach, in your gut. Okay, and the liver produces something called the bile juice. Now, the bile juice is very important to break down fat. Okay, so multiple such activities, we first and foremost, bile juice produce and fat is broken down. Okay, and it also breaks down whatever glucose that is broken down is now going to enter the blood. Okay, after food, we've seen many of us who have already used CGM, or if not also, general knowledge, whatever food you're eating, the glucose is going to get absorbed in the system, and it is going to get absorbed into the blood. Now, in the blood, okay, when the glucose is in the blood, first and foremost, all the senses, I'm going to explain in very simple language so that we just understand basic, and then we can start manipulating our system and then use it for ourselves, rather than, I won't go into technical jargons because it's a very open session for everybody. I won't go into technical jargons. I'll just go into very easy peasy understanding language. Okay, so whenever the glucose is absorbed in the blood, there are a lot of signals that go off. Okay, signals that go off for what? To tell the body that, oh my God, there's a lot of glucose, send in some insulin, we need to move this glucose out of the blood. Because glucose is a large molecule. Okay, so whatever it touches, it will harm it if there's excess glucose. So whatever glucose is there, whenever we eat, it should be utilized either in exercise or at work or something else, right? Either your brain or physical activity, or you're walking around, you're doing some work. It has to be utilized, whatever we eat. But if there is excess and it's in the blood, when it goes in the blood, or even for utilization, the insulin is released. Okay, when the insulin is released, that time in each cell, the insulin is going to go sit on the cell and it is going to say, okay, it's going to open the key. Okay, insulin is like a key, it's going to open and it's going to send all the glucose inside each cell so that can be utilized. But what happens in diabetes? This insulin resistance is seen or insulin production is less. Either the production is less or there is insulin resistance. That time, a lot of glucose is yet in the blood. Okay, that excess glucose is yet in the blood. Now, the liver comes to the rescue. Okay, now liver is going to say, oh my God, there's so much glucose in the blood, that's going to be really harmful. All of us have seen, right? If there's excess glucose in the blood, the HbA1c or the red blood cells are getting affected. Right. So now it's going to say, oh my God, there's so much glucose in the blood. So what do? We have to work something out. You know what? Let's convert everything into the storage form of glucose, that is glycogen. Okay, this conversion is what is a major aspect of liver, okay, function of liver. Excess glucose, which can be harmful in the blood, is converted into glycogen, which is the storage form of glucose. Okay, now, when there is excess glycogen, that means two reasons. Either we are eating more, okay, we're eating imbalanced, or we're eating more, we're having more carbs, therefore there is excess glycogen. Or if you're diabetic, there's insulin production is less or sensitivity is less, therefore the glucose is not entering into the cell, there's a lot of glucose in the blood. Okay, so these two scenarios get converted to glycogen, and a lot of glycogen because we're eating, or the diabetes condition is excess, therefore we are not able to utilize glucose, lot of glucose in the blood, so the liver has to convert it into glycogen. Now, when there is too much of glycogen and there's no place to store glycogen, what is it going to do? Liver converts it into fat. Okay, so liver converts excess glycogen into fat. So this is the one of the major functions. Okay, right. So, and then what happens? Now, that is one function. Okay, next, this glycogen and fat that is converted can also be broken down. That is called glycogenesis, meaning breaking down of glycogen. Okay, so glycogen, glucose to glycogen storage also is done, and glycogenesis, meaning breaking down of glycogen. Okay, when you need excess energy, probably you're starving or you're doing some excess workout, you need that energy. So much energy is not there in the blood, it's all in the stored form as glycogen. It will break it down and utilize it as glucose. This is the third part of liver. Then what if you're on a prolonged keto diet, or you're starving in a forest, desert, anything as such? Okay, now the body has storage of fat and muscle, right? So there's fat and muscle. Now, where is the body going to get energy for you to survive? So you can survive without food for about 7 days. How is it going to do it? Where is it going to get energy? Maybe you're not running around, you're not doing basic activity, you're really tired, you're not using your brain, you're just lying there. But that resting metabolism, meaning your heartbeat needs, your heart to beat needs energy, your kidney needs energy, brain needs energy, every single part in your body needs energy, right? All these internal organs. Where is it going to come from if there is no food? It's going to come from non-glucose sources, which is your fat and protein. Okay, so that's gluconeogenesis, meaning from non-glucogen or non-glucose parts like your protein and fat. So this is the major function. Okay. So when this happens, when this is normal and regular, it's fine. But in case of diabetes, if there's excess glucose, excess glycogen, excess fat production, sadly, the liver doesn't know it's going excess. It just sees that there's more glucose in the blood. It's not getting accepted by the cells. Therefore, I have to convert it. That's all. Okay, that is where we see high cholesterol levels and non-alcoholic fatty liver. Okay, so this is how the whole process comes to this. All right. And not just that, the liver also helps clear excess insulin from the blood. So we now spoke about having low insulin during diabetes, right? But what if you're a person who is injecting insulin on a regular basis to keep your normal day going? If it is a lot, the insulin also has to be, so after utilizing everything, it has to be removed from the body and thrown out, right? So liver also does that. It removes insulin from the blood. All right. So any doubts and queries? I know there's a lot of gyan. After this, it's pretty light, which you can take notes. But any doubts and queries with how and why we need to work on liver? What is this awareness that we have to build, especially with diabetes? Okay, I did explain fatty liver. I did explain high cholesterol levels. Okay, and I did explain what the liver does. So I am open to taking a short break for you guys and clearing any doubts if you have here. Okay. Any doubts, queries, I'm open to it. If you want to understand what we have done till now, it was quite a lot of explanations. So I'm going to give you a break and then take you to food and yoga that helps with this section. Yeah. 158 participants. Come on, guys. You will have some query, right? So I'll just show you here whatever I explained via pictorial representation. Thank you so much, Ramesh Chala, for being very proactive and saying that's clear. Perfect. So this is the liver. There's glucose and glycogen. Whenever there's increased blood sugar levels, okay, we can see high blood sugar, then pancreas come into action, and they're going to try to nullify it, utilize the glucose, yeah, by sending it to the tissue like this and lowers that glucose levels. And if there is even after pancreas come into picture, there's even high glucose, then it's going to get converted into glycogen. Okay, and then what happens here? Okay, if insulin comes, there is two ways that can happen. It goes into the tissue or it gets converted into glycogen. Okay, and if suppose glycogen is more and the glucose levels are less in the system, then it is going to break down. Glycogen will break down and increase blood sugars. And then the whole thing again follows. How much ever you want, it is going to help. Okay, where is the fat stored? A wonderful question, Pankaj Shah. It is stored one in the adipose tissue, or it can also be stored in the fat, the liver itself. Majorly, it starts storage in the liver. That is why we can see non-alcoholic fatty liver. Okay, and what is the remedy? Yes, I will tell you the remedy now. Okay, so Rajkumar asks what is the remedy. There are two things that we are going to do today. One, that all your dietitians keep telling you is to burn fat, burn glucose, burn glycogen. Meaning what? You exercise more so that you exercise, you work out more, you eat a more balanced diet, all of that. Okay, which we will go through in detail. But okay, when you do that, so even when we speak to clients, right, we always tell them majorly keep a few points in mind. First is your diet. Having a balanced diet is what will make sure that the glucose levels don't even rise in the first place unnecessarily. Okay, make sure that you don't overeat. It makes sure that you're eating how much ever you need only. and you follow a good healthy lifestyle in terms of your diet with a lot of protein, vegetable, and eating up to 80% of your stomach so that you don't overdo it. Okay, have a balance of rice and vegetables or roti, vegetable protein source, rather than just taking only cereals. Okay, so one is a balanced diet, so that the first step, the glucose spike doesn't happen as much at all. There's no excess glucose at all. That's one. Second thing, whatever is stored in your body, right? It could be stored as fat, it could be stored as glycogen, glucose, whatever is there in your system, burn it up. How? By exercise. Okay, so there are two things that we can do. And definitely with diabetics, there's going to be a little more, right? They have to take a little more care with diet and exercise, and also the insulin that they're taking, they have to manage it so that this whole process is in balance. That, of course, is very customized, has to go one-to-one. Otherwise, I can't just tell whoever's taking 30 units, do this, do that. No, it has to be customized. Okay, so that is one thing. All right. So glycogen is stored. All right. So adipose tissue is the fat storing tissue, Pankaj, and glycogen is stored again in the liver. Okay, how do we find fatty liver? You'll find tests to be done. Okay. Yes, I will take up questions. Please park your questions. Now let me finish this and then we go to questions. Okay, again. All right. So yeah, I'll just answer one or two because it's going to be related to this. So yeah, fat is stored in the liver, glycogen is stored in the liver. And then how do you find out fatty liver? There are the the liver test will tell you. Okay, SGPT and SGOT ratio is what we understand with fatty liver. Okay, and what effect diabetic medications has on liver? Good question. Okay, are there any liver tonics and if its effects? Right, perfect. So we will talk about that. What is the precaution for diabetes patients and how do we protect the liver, all of that. Now, that's the main part of today's talk. Okay, so here, not just diabetes medication, Mr. AVRS, it's just that any medication is toxic, right? Any medication is a chemical. Any medication is something that the body was not meant to digest and not meant to use. So that is going to go to the liver. Any medication, not just diabetes, even your dolo, even anything goes to the liver for breakdown and detoxifying. Okay, so it goes to the liver. So that is going to affect it. Alcohol, major effects. Smoking, major effects, these two things, and also your drugs, any sort of drugs, steroids, everything has to go to the liver to detoxify. Meaning detoxifies to throw it out also, it has to go to the liver. So the more alcohol you're going to drink, the more you're going to smoke. You're also stressing, you're stressing with work, therefore you're smoking, therefore you're drinking. The stress is also causing damage to the liver. Your alcohol smoking is also causing damage to the liver. Whatever you do, it's always going to hit the liver, and eventually it's going to start affecting other organs, your kidneys, your pancreas. That's why diabetes is on such a high rise these days, right? So the only way to do is finding a balance. It's definitely hard. Okay, it's definitely hard. But to be honest, this is something I tell my clients all the time. Everybody in this world have only 24 hours. Okay, no matter if you're Bill Gates, no matter if you're anybody, it doesn't matter who you are. We all have just 24 hours. It is upon you what you prioritize. Okay, so perfect. So this much is clear. We have understood what liver does, what is the function, etc., etc. Let's now go to finding ways, okay, on how we can safeguard this liver. Okay, somebody asked me, how can we safeguard our liver? What can we do? Okay, so here and also what is the effect of diabetes and this liver? What is the correlation and what should a person with diabetes do? Precaution for diabetic patients is what Mr. Akhtar has asked. Okay, so we'll say insulin resistance okay, causes the liver to become less responsive to insulin. So we just said that whenever there is less insulin production or resistance, there's more glucose, liver has to work extra hard, right? So same thing, whenever even liver works on glucose energy only, right? So now it has to metabolize also glucose. At the same time, it is also becoming in response, like resistance to insulin, right? So the same thing it's going to affect. So insulin resistance is going to be throughout the body and it's going to affect your entire body, including the liver. So it's going to cause more damage. And again, this resistance, as I told you, fat accumulation, again, bad. And because of this, whenever there's more and more fat accumulation, more alcohol, smoking, stress, or non-balanced food, excess glucose, all of that's going to cause damage to your liver. Now, what we do and see in HbA1c test for glucose, right, is only one part. Your RBC cells is something that we're testing. Now, the same test can be, I'm not saying RBC, but you can understand how much damage is being done to your heart, your liver, your kidney. And when you see that, with more and more fatty acid accumulation or fatty liver or all of that, it is going to start affecting your liver. It's going to start causing scratches and oxidation on the liver, causing liver cirrhosis, meaning death of liver. Okay, so we have to majorly safeguard it. All right. So even, of course, the food that we eat is what I'm going to talk about. This is more of like a general topic today, not just diabetes. I'm going to add things that everybody, you, me, children, adults, everybody can do. Okay. So today we will be talking about foods that improve your liver. Okay, we understood the entire process. Now, the next question is, oh my God, Aishwarya, tell me, what should I do to safeguard my liver? I know this is really bad and probably I am not exercising, I'm not sleeping right, I'm causing more stress to my body, or I am drinking, I'm smoking every day. What do I do? How do I cut down? Is there something I can do to protect this damage that has already happened? I don't want to deal with liver cirrhosis or fatty liver. Life becomes hard with that. I don't want to do that. Tell me what I should do. How many of you want to do that? If yes, say yes, 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 yes. Okay. I want to see quick yeses if all of you are really interested to know what is that one food that's going to be magical for you. All right. Meanwhile, I'm checking out all the questions, and if there's anything I answered now, I will. But I want how many of you are super interested to know what is that food that is going to help you detoxify the liver, safeguard the liver, okay, foods that are good for the liver. Say yes, 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 if you're excited to know. Otherwise, I'm not going to tell you, actually. Okay, I want to know if you guys are really excited, really involved. Okay, if a person is thin, then no fat, they will become weak. Actually, being thin or lean and fat is different to thin. You could be thin and have highest cholesterol and fat levels. Okay, so there's a difference. It should be lean mass. Thin is not any indication of being healthy. You could be thin and the most unhealthiest person on it. Okay. So what is the precaution for diabetics patient and stuff that I'm going to tell you today now? Okay, eat more vegetables boiled. Yes. Thank you so much, Satish. Really good to hear that. We will talk about good. Arey, there's no people who are interested only. Why should we do this 172? Only some 10 of you have answered. Come on, guys. You should be so interested on World Liver Day to know about foods that help you, right? Obviously, free mein you're getting gyan, na? I mean, you can take it, utilize it. Come on. How many of you? Only 10, 15 of you are interested. What are the rest 170 people doing? Okay. Affect the liver. Yes, Aisha is asking long period medication affects the liver. So that's why we're going to do things that are going to help you. Okay. Come on, guys. I want to see more yeses if you people are interested. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. So Rohan Gandhi says, why is my sugar levels normal but triglycerides high? Many reasons. We will take it up. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I've got very few interested people. I'm only going to teach them today. Okay, the others are not interested. Shailaja, thank you so much. That was such an encouraging yes. Okay, and an energetic yes. Perfect, guys. So let's go to the next part, that is foods to eat to improve your liver health. Okay, all of you who are interested and who've typed yes, take out your pens and start writing them. Okay, some foods that is super healthy, okay, which has what's the question? I was asking how many of you are interested to know about liver foods that help you. Okay, so all of you take out your pens, all those ones who are proactively typed yes, take out your pens and then keep it out, and then we are going to write some super important foods that is going to help us. Okay, first, for the non-vegetarians, vegetarians, hold up, we have a lot more foods coming your way. Okay, Pankaj Shah, I love your energy. You said yes 30 times. So thankful and grateful you did that. Okay, that's really sweet of you. Others, come on, follow him. Okay, be energetic. All right. So perfect. So now fatty fish. So omega-3, ideally. We're going to first talk about the non-veg source because there are a lot of vegetarian sources as well. Okay, so in the non-veg sources, one major food that is very good for you is your omega-3 rich fatty fishes. Okay, so fatty fishes, which have all fishes have omega-3 fatty acids. They are unsaturated, so they are not going to go cause any stress in your body, but they will help you recover, okay, and reduce the risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver. They're going to reduce the triglyceride oxidative stress. By this, I mean, whenever there is saturated, refined oils, they're refined, they are active, they have free radicals in them. They will go inside, destroy your cells and affect it. But when you take omega-3 or omega-6, omega-9, right, all these foods which are rich in these omega fatty acids, they do not cause damage. Instead, they help in the healing process. They have a lot of brain, eyes, heart benefits, and each cell begins to recover with this. Okay, and next is your green leafy vegetables. All your green leafy vegetables are packed with antioxidants. Okay, antioxidants, by that I mean whenever there is oxidative stress. Example, if you're going out, we're smoking or we're taking the pollution, etc., whatever, we're breathing in a lot of pollution, smoking, and all of that causes something called the free radical production. Okay, that is like an atom bomb. Whatever it touches, it destroys. Okay, and it continues destruction, not just that, whatever it touches also makes it into a free radical. So throughout the body, there's a lot of damage happening. Okay, so now we have to remove that damage. Of course, you cannot go out and tell, oh my God, I don't want to breathe in this pollution and then have an oxygen mask. So that time, what can we do? Antioxidants. Eat a lot of food that is rich in antioxidants, of which first and foremost is your green leafy vegetables. And that will protect you from any sort of inflammation or oxidative stress, and also whenever liver cirrhosis. Okay, and the fiber in this food helps to reduce insulin resistance, which is our major thing. Any fiber-rich food is going to help you reduce insulin resistance, thereby helping in your diabetes and also your liver health. Third one, berries. These are very, very rich in antioxidants. Now there are a lot of plums and cherries and grapes. Strawberries also available. Strawberries a little later, but now a lot of cherries and plums, lychee is available. All your berries, all your sour foods, guava also, for that matter. All these are very high in antioxidant vitamin C. They reduce the damage. Okay, next, another important thing for all those who cannot eat fish, here's your cue for it. These are your nuts and seeds. Okay, flax seeds, your all sorts of nuts. Okay, limit intake of cashews, but cashews you can take up to 3, and then almonds 6. You can either beneficially, it's to soak them. You can take pecans and macadamia nuts, and that is from outside. Walnut kernels are very good. They are very good source of omega-3. That is something Indian, you will get it in India. So definitely something you should be taking. Okay, good sources. These are all your good sources of fat, so that whenever the liver is processing a lot of your deep fried foods and all of that, these MUFA and PUFA omega-3, 6 and 9 will help it recover. Okay, remove damage, help it recover. Whenever there's a lot of toxins in your body, this is going to help the liver. All right. And of course, our favorite turmeric, which has curcumin. I think in our last session also, I spoke about curcumin, okay, as a superfood, Indian superfood that helps us, especially helps diabetes. Okay, this helps improve insulin sensitivity, any kind of infections, inflammation, reduces it, thereby helping the system. And of course, this also we came up last time, garlic, okay, has this allicin, which protects the liver from damage. Garlic is a super wonderful food, helps in a lot of infections, colds, flus, especially now that outside it is so cold and people are so prone to flus. At least 50% of my clients have are down with flus in the past 2-3 weeks. So taking garlic, just the pods, crush and take the pods, or just crush and fry them, toast them a little with ghee. These are some things like grandmother tips that you can follow, and that's really going to help you. Okay, this also helps in protecting your liver. And green teas without lot of sugar. Okay, without a lot of sugar. Green tea is no sugar at all. You can have green tea lemon, and that is going to help you again. These catechins, which are antioxidants, is helping you recover. All right. So yeah, those with hepatitis, fibrosis also, they recommend you to take green tea, thereby helping them. Okay. Next is olive oil. One more huge thing why I put olive oil here today is because I have seen that we know olive oil is good. Fine. Yeah, olive oil is good. We'll take extra virgin olive oil and all of that. But did you know that olive oil is not meant for Indian cooking? Okay, you cannot make chapatis, rotis, furkas out of it. You cannot make deep fried foods. You cannot make all of that with olive oil or coconut oil. Coconut oil, you can mix it in your atta and cook it, but generally nobody deep fries with coconut oil. Maybe shallow fry, but olive oil is not to be heated at all. Okay, it breaks down, and whatever MUFA, or that is the unsaturation there is in these oils, is going to break down and make it like poison. Okay, it's going to make it rancid and poison. So only use olive oil in cold cooking, like in your salads, or to add it over some cooking, drizzle it over. That's it. No cooking with olive oil. I've heard my own friends before they were nutritionists. Okay, they used to cook puris in olive oil. That's the most horrible thing you can do with it. Okay, so go ahead and saute, drizzle. That works great. And avocado now is going to be the season, July end. Very rich source of MUFA and carotenoids. That's vitamin A, helps really with your heart and the rest of your body to remove toxins. Okay, and cinnamon, this is something that we love for diabetes. Okay, cinnamon every day helps manage your blood glucose levels and also has polyphenols. Okay, that really help the whole detoxification function in the liver, and any kind of accumulation of fat and insulin and glucose metabolism. It's helped a lot with cinnamon. All right, and we'll quickly buzz through some of the important asanas for liver health, because it's already 6:15. I will take 5 minutes in this, and then we can go ahead and answer questions. Okay, PUFA, MUFA, Pankaj, means unsaturated fatty acids. Okay, so polyunsaturated fatty acids. So it is in the structure, if it is saturated, just understand if it's saturated or trans fat, it is bad. If it's unsaturated, it is good. That's it. If it's saturated, it's poison. If it's unsaturated, it is not poison. Okay. What is the correct way to take turmeric? I'm sorry, I might be reading your name wrong. Hufraze, you've asked what is the correct way to intake turmeric? And yeah, correct way to take turmeric is with any of your Indian cooking style. Turmeric needs a little fat source to take it. I've said in my previous session as well that you either put it in your tadka or you either put it in your sambar with your oil, or you take it with milk because milk also has some fat in it. So turmeric needs a carrying vessel which has some source of fat. That's the best way to take it. Okay. Does metformin and glimepiride, by mentioning the mg, it's now going to change it. Everything has to be metabolized in the liver. That is the whole reason that Sugarfit is trying to work on diabetes reversal and medication reduction, because in the long run, any chemical, even your sugar-free those tablets that you get, is going to affect your liver. Any chemical, any powder, processed powder, is going to affect your system because we were not meant to digest that. Our genes are not meant to digest that. So liver is taking the extra brunt to keep it going. Can we take jaggery? Depends on how much and when. Okay, the recording shall be shared. Yes, perfect. And anything else? Yeah. How can we, liver cirrhosis grade 1, yeah, grade A, how can we stop it from further damage? Usha Lokesh, that's exactly what we've been discussing. Diet, exercise, and all of those superfoods. I hope you've made a note of it. If not, we will be sending you the recording again. Avocado, very rich and expensive too. Pankaj Shah, avocado is found on every other street and road in India. Only now that we have got to know about it, we have become all the more pricey about it. But otherwise, just look around. Probably there's a tree hiding in one of the backyards. Okay, it's there. Avocado is very commonly available. It's just that we didn't know the usage. The minute we bought in some articles, did some research, and some nutritionists recommended it, it went on top of the world with the pricing. But look around, there must be a tree somewhere. Okay. Is it okay to consume on daily basis? What? Cinnamon? Yeah, cinnamon you can take. How harmful is cheese? It is definitely not recommended. Maybe once in 2-3 months is okay, but cheese is a saturated fatty acid. Not at all. Heart, liver takes a brunt. Okay, how is sucrose metabolized in liver? Sucrose is again a different form of glucose. It's broken down and utilized. Fructose is something that is very difficult to metabolize and gets into a form of fat. Okay, gets stored as fat more readily than sucrose. Is ghee consumption good or bad? Everything natural is good, but in limitation. If you're doing, if you're talking about ghee, maybe 1 spoon a meal. Visible fat allowance, according to Indian Institute of Nutrition, is just about 20 grams. That means 1 spoon fat of ghee, and that should be 3 spoons. The rest you'll get it from your tadka and your sambar and that sort of thing. That's it. Visible fat consumption. Otherwise, don't go overboard. Can I have oats milk? That is a very dicey question, Janaki, but because there are a lot of pros and cons, and it depends on who it is. If you have lactose intolerant, etc., etc. Okay, so let's go. We have just another 5 minutes before I before I go to questions. We will just talk quickly about yoga asanas. You can take screenshots or you can write down. All right. Then we will definitely take it. Ghee is processed, yes, but how is it processed? It is, the age-old traditional way processed. Good. Please find a good source or make it at home. I like making ghee at home, so yeah, you can do that. All right, so I am going to go into the asanas. I'll take questions later. Let's finish up the main portion. Okay, I'm also a yoga instructor, so I do guide my clients with asanas as well. So I've put in a little bit of that as well. So let's try that, and you can take screenshots, make notes, write down the names, and let's get going. The first and foremost thing is Ardha Matsyendrasana. Here we are adding a lot of pressure when we are twisting and turning, and that's what helps to regenerate your liver and cause like an internal body massage in the liver, and that helps. That's why Ardha Matsyendrasana, the seated stretch. I've written down how you can do it, but definitely just looking at the picture and writing down the name and later following it up on one of my own videos on Sugarfit or any other video on YouTube works great. Okay, and we have the Setu Bandhasana is a wonderful stretch. Again, it activates your abdomen and activates your liver. Thereby, you can follow up very well with it. Okay, and this we have again. All right, we have your entire bridge post. Again, this also this is Naukasana, or you're holding up like a boat. Okay, here you're activating your entire abdomen again, so that activates your liver. Okay, so we had, I'll just go through once, I think, before, so that you guys remember. Ardha Matsyendrasana, Setu Bandhasana, and Naukasana. Okay, and next, child pose. This is, of course, everybody's favorite. I recommend that each one of you do this every single day, especially before going to bed, so that you're stretching your entire spine out and resting, and this is going to add pressure on your liver, thereby helping you. Okay, and we have Uttanasana or Uttan Padasana. Here, if you can't probably go into this deeper stretch, how much ever you can bend, bring your hands on the floor, and that is something that you can do. And here again, your abdomen is activated. If you see the posture, the final posture, it is completely bent down and folded in. That helps a great deal. Okay, and Shavasana, this is for your stress level management, where you're completely resting your entire body on the floor and helping yourself rest and relax, which is the major thing with regards to cortisol and insulin, the whole process that we have so many times spoken about. All right, so I will just flow through the asanas again, just in case you haven't got it. Okay, Ardha Matsyendrasana, Setu Bandhasana or the bridge pose, Naukasana or the boat pose, child pose, okay, and Uttanasana or Uttan Padasana, standing forward bend, and Shavasana. Okay, so these are our major asanas that we will practice and focus on to activate your core, your abdomen, and thereby give your liver a good massage. Okay, so now is the major important section. It's 6:24, so we have like 6 minutes for questions, and if there are, of course, more questions, we will answer them. All right. I hope all of you have been with me through this entire session, and if you have any doubts and queries, feel free to ask me. If you've understood it, say yes, 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 yes. As usual, I really love listening to the yes bit of it. And if you have any queries, please drop them. I'm going to be taking queries. Right, I stopped at Janaki about oats milk, which I told is a little dicey and probably out of the, a syllabus for today. Okay, jaggery can be taken daily. Yes, if you're replacing it with your sugar. Jaggery and sugar, you don't need as much, jaggery as sugar. So limit your quantity. Everything is, by the end of the day, glucose. Okay, I believe avocados are plenty in Coorg. Okay, but in Goa, not seen. All right, no problem. You can definitely go for flax seeds, which also have similar benefits. Flax seeds, fish. Goa has a lot of fish, I'm sure. So you can go for that, Pankaj. Okay, ghee is processed, yes. I've answered that question. Okay, why is fructose? Okay, why fructose is stored in liver only? Because fructose converts into fat very easily, thereby gets stored in adipose tissue or the fat storing tissue or liver. Feta cheese in salads can we have? Yes, very rarely. Don't have it every day, of course. Yeah, feta cheese nothing but goat milk cheese. Yeah, so you can take that. So Mediterranean countries cook with olive oil, medium, yes, but they do not deep fry food like us. They only have a lot of salads and they just drizzle it over. If you see their food is very much baked, grilled, right? Or just tawa fried. There is no deep fried food ideally in their cuisine. So it doesn't matter for them. But for us, we do. We eat bhaji, bonda, pakoda almost like every single day. Like water, we take it. Rains, okay, of course, bhaji bunda, and they don't do that. Okay, and puri is very common in India. Chola bhature, very common. They don't have that, so they don't need olive oil or any other oil for that. They can manage with their drizzling. Can I drink cow milk? It depends. So there's no harm, 1 glass a day. How to consume cinnamon for diabetics? Rizwana, cinnamon, you can take a half a spoon of cinnamon in warm water, 20 minutes before going to bed. Your fasting levels will be managed, or you can take it in the morning, boil it, boil cinnamon, ginger, pepper nicely, half an inch of cinnamon, half inch of ginger, 4-5 pods of pepper, boil it well, take it like a kada. That also helps your overall metabolism, not just for diabetics. Anybody can take that. Okay, where the fructose is ghee and caramel good, yes. Fructose might be in fruits like mango. Yeah, all fruit sugar is fructose. It is safe if you're having 1 or 2 fruits a day, but if you're living on fruits, making fruits your major meal 2 times a day, then it's not recommended, because anything you do overboard, bad. Yeah. Okay. So where are the omega rich 3, 6, okay, oils for cooking? Uh, no, you cannot cook with omega-3 and with these unsaturated fatty acids majorly, because when you cook them, it's going to break down. The case that I'm talking about with olive oil, right? Even coconut oil is rich in MCT, meaning medium chain triglycerides. Little bit of cooking, they have a very low cooking point, meaning the minute you put in oil, it's going to break down and smoke up. So that is why first we say don't go for deep fried foods, so that all your refined oils can be limited. Just use oil like ghee ke saath on roti or before taking rice, or a little bit for tadka. That's about it, not more than that. Can we have barley? Yes. Butter? No. Okay. Can I have some wine in moderation? What is moderation and what is some is my question. Okay. So, Mr. Surendra Chopra, recommended, I wouldn't say recommended, I wouldn't recommend alcohol, but what is allowed to a safe limit is probably 1 or 2 drink in a month. That should be good. I don't think there is a requirement to drink alcohol for survival, so it's not required. If you're a social drinker, maybe once a while is fine. Once a while, 1 or 2 drinks maximum. Yeah, social drinking now these days very common. Maybe once a month or once in 6 months should be something we can push, right? All right. Is pepperine necessary for turmeric? I'm sorry, I didn't get that, Mr. Eric. Is could you please repeat? If turmeric is absorbed well with fatty sources, so that could be milk or ghee or oil and tadkas. So that is something that we can do. Okay, Rohan Gandhi says, please advise how to reduce triglycerides. Yes, I spoke about this. One is to have a balanced meal with more vegetable protein, so that there's no maximum glucose absorption and it's not converted into fat. Second, take a good glucose, good fat, do not take deep fried foods and that. And third is exercise a lot. So as in at least 1 hour, 30 to 40 minutes, or 1 hour a day for at least 4 to 6 days a week, so that any excess fat is removed from your body. Safflower oils, oil gold, okay. I wouldn't vouch for refined oils, and especially not on a public platform. I'm not going to give names. Okay. Why fructose stored in liver only? Because I've answered this question. Because it gets converted to fat. Fat is easily stored in liver and fatty adipose tissue. That's why. Fructose source and uses. Fructose is another form of glucose found very much in fruits. Fruit sugar is fructose. Uses just like your glucose, like part of energy. Can we have feta cheese in salad once in a while? This has been answered. Does Kapalbhati and pranayama help heal the liver? Yes, pranayama helps internal recovery and lymph detoxing. So usually when we do any form of exercise, we can do a diet detox gut, or we can go out and exercise and sweat out toxins. But in between your cells, what is there? That is the lymph system that can be cleared only with deep breathing. Okay, so deep breathing, which is pranayama. Wonderful source. I have seen fantabulous miracles happen with pranayama. People come out of immune issues, people come out of autoimmune issues, cancer. It helps them a lot. Okay, pranayama. So I really vouch for yoga and pranayama. Okay. Wonderful. Diplab Devnath is taking flaxseed soft gel capsules, works great. Can you explain the best way to consume turmeric and garlic for protection of liver? Turmeric I've explained multiple times. Garlic also I've explained that you take garlic and smash it, mix it with a little ghee and take it, or you can tawa fry on ghee and take it, or you can take garlic and put it with half glass water, half glass milk, boil it, bring it down to half the quantity and take that. That works wonders for any kind of allergic coughs or colds, your cholesterol levels. Yes, you can do this either late at night or early in the morning. Best time where there's no other food hindering the action. Can I drink barley water daily? Yes. Is brown sugar available in the market better than white sugar? Better, yes, but please watch the quantity. Okay. What is the best way to cook fish? I guess frying is not good. Yes. Do not deep fry it. Grill, grilling, toasting, or just tawa, frying with less oil. Okay. When I say tawa fry, people put it on the tawa, but yet pour and dip it in oil. No, that's not the case. Okay. Please suggest with locally available groundnut oil, til oil, sesame oil. Yes, if you're getting Devidas Purushottam, sir, you're right. You can go for til, that is sesame oil, til oil, groundnut, coconut oils, and sunflower seed oils, mustard seed oil. These are all seed oils which you can get nearby from the store is good. Like you can use it, cold pressed, wood pressed. These are better. Okay. How flax seeds can be taken? Take dry flax seeds, roast them on the tawa, about like 5 grams, 1 spoon, roast them on the tawa, you can take it. You can eat it as such, drink it with water, you can powder it and then put it in curd every day and eat. Wonderful source. Okay. Can I eat 15 egg whites per day? Depends on what is your what you're aiming at, but I wouldn't suggest it. I wouldn't suggest 15 egg whites to anybody. Okay. But of course, it depends. Yes. Yeah.
So we can
I
take
think
another 1 or 2 questions and we can end the session.
yes. So I'm going to take the repetitive questions. Okay. Green leafy vegetable juice, that's okay. You can take it empty stomach or as such. Okay. Like in between your meals, that's okay. Can fatty liver be treated completely? Yes. How about you? Okay. Can we have 2 eggs daily? 1 egg white, 1 egg whole. Okay, for normal functioning. All right, let's take last 2 questions, which are really, really important. Okay. Use fruits, Nikhat. Fruit is always a snack. Please take it in between your meals, never with your meals. It's a very common question and a common mistake. How many cloves of garlic? About 4 to 6. Okay, cinnamon, ginger, pepper, powder mixture. No, don't make it a mixture, Sunita Reddy Garu. Just put all of it as whole. You can like just wash them a little, put it in water. That's about it. Eggs add to cholesterol. Good cholesterol, one a day shouldn't be a problem. Okay, any more last question? Think we're almost done. Thank you so much, Jesse. Means a lot. Yes, sir, Rajshekar. Yeah, we've been discussing it. You can take omega-3 tablets daily, not a problem with breakfast or after breakfast. Yeah. Okay. Biscuits, definitely not. Please avoid biscuits at all costs. All biscuits at all costs. Okay. I wouldn't recommend it. Yes. All right. So anything else, please drop us a message. If you have any other query, want any other topic to be discussed, answered, please let us know. So we're going to come up with more topics that you all can enjoy and share this link. Of course, it's on Facebook Live, if I'm not wrong. So it's always going to be there. You can share it with everyone that you think is going to be useful. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think, Devyani, we should be done. If there are any more questions, we can take it, or we can end this session. Please drop us queries. It was wonderful. Thank you so much. The 170, 180 of you that were there made it really worthwhile, worth all the energy invested, and I really had fun. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much, Ramesh and Prima, Kiran, Yasmin, thank you, and Mahesh. Yes. All right. The whole PPT is shared with you, Sadasivam, so it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, the PPT is anyways been projected to you. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. It was really great, and have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful evening. I will see you all again. Thank you so much. Namaste.